Tanushri, the big worry is that there are still 100 plus individuals missing. Is that right?
Absolutely correct, Vishnu. What we know so far is that the rescue operations has been stopped for the day. All the teams of Army, Navy, Air Force, SDRF, NDRF, swimmers and the divers have been asked to come back to the shore. The rescue ops have stopped. They will start from tomorrow again. Right now, as of now, the death toll stands at 141. That's the number which has been confirmed dead. Hundreds of people are admitted in the hospital. Many have been discharged. And the most important number is that, Vishnu, hundreds of people are still unaccounted for. What my sources on the ground are telling me, the people who are involved in the rescue missions, that 122 was the number of dead bodies which was given to them in the afternoon, and ever since then, 2 to 3 bodies have been recovered. So we can calculate that more than 100 bodies, more than 100 people are still unaccounted for, and the rescue ops will start from tomorrow morning again. And hopefully, they are going to recover all the bodies which are still unaccounted for, Vishnu.
Tanushri, there was some interesting and important detail which you actually shared, that because the river itself is very muddy, that there is a sense that many of these dead bodies are actually lodged in the mud on the river bed. Is that right?
That's right, Vishnu. The muddy water and the depth of the river are two of the most important reasons why the rescue teams were struggling to basically recover the bodies. And I just spoke to my source in the rescue, in the rescue team, and he told me that they are going to start from tomorrow morning again. Water is going to be pumped out once again, and hundreds of bodies are basically feared to be trapped inside the mud. So that's the fear. That's the biggest fear of the rescue teams on the ground, and they are saying that because of the nature of the river bed, many bodies are feared to be trapped inside. So they will be taking those out starting from tomorrow morning.
Is there any clarity now, and do you have an approximate number on the number of children who've died, the number of women who've died?
Well, Vishnu, I'll be getting ahead of myself if I give you an exact number of how many children and women have died. But what we know so far is that out of the 141 people who are confirmed dead, mostly of them were women and children. In fact, the police sources are telling me that more than 40 are in fact children out of the 141 people who are confirmed dead. So that's a huge number. But considering the kind of, the magnitude of the tragedy we are witnessing on the ground, the death toll is, in all likelihood, is going to rise tomorrow, Vishnu.
Tanushri, you've spent several hours over there. You've been reporting the story since yesterday. There must be unimaginable grief all around you. Desperate family members looking for their loved ones. Little information actually available. Can you share with us what you're actually seeing? Beyond the numbers and the rescue operations, could you share with us what family members are actually doing now?
Vishnu, I have been on the ground since yesterday, ever since this incident took place at about 6:30 in the evening yesterday. And I can't tell you that, there are so many families, hundreds of families who are there on the ground. I also went to the hospital, the government hospital in Morbi, and we also, stood for hours outside the mortuary. And the scenes there are absolutely, it's tragic to say the least, Vishnu, because there are families which are, some of them are waiting for their loved ones to wake up because they are still unconscious. And there are many families who are basically, filing the paperwork so that they can collect the dead bodies and start doing the final, start doing the last rites. And those families are in absolutely incontrollable position, Vishnu. They are in no mental frame to even talk to the media because they are saying that we had no clue that this kind of a tragedy is going to take place for us. This bridge is a historical bridge for us. This was a tourist attraction and it was the festival season. We could have never even imagined in our wildest dream that, a tragedy of this magnitude will happen where women and children will, a bridge will collapse, women and children will fall straight into the river and we are never going to even see them again. So the situation on the ground is extremely sad. The families have just lost all kinds of hope and they are saying that it's complete completely the responsibility, and due to the negligence, criminal negligence of the government and the authorities that this kind of a tragedy has taken place, Vishnu. And this is something not just in the state of Gujarat. In fact, the entire country hasn't seen this kind of a tragedy in the recent times.
And you brought up an interesting point. Again, it's very unfortunate. There are a lot of people who are very seriously injured. Many of them are unconscious. Some of them would be comatose in hospital. So in as much as we talk about retrieving dead bodies or hopefully bringing out people alive who may have been washed further astream, the condition of many of those in hospital very critical.
Absolutely, Vishnu. The ones who have been, the ones who have been rescued and have been admitted in the hospital, many have been discharged. More than 60 people from yesterday have been discharged, Vishnu, but still hundreds of them are admitted in the hospital. Many of them are still unconscious. In fact, I spoke to the doctor attending all these patients, and the doctor told us that they are still trying to ascertain as to what kind of injury, what kind of severe injuries these people have suffered from. I met a lady, Vishnu, and I would quickly tell you that woman is unconscious since yesterday, because as soon as the bridge collapsed, Vishnu, she fell directly in an area where there was concrete, and her head basically hit a very big stone. So right now, the doctors are trying to conduct an X-ray and trying to check if she has actually received a severe injury in her head. She hasn't gained consciousness ever since she has been rescued from the river. So these kind of cases, there are many. This is just one story I've told you. There are many such stories, and many such families who are only waiting in the hospital endlessly for their loved ones to wake up.
Sure.